Alright guys, welcome back to Revamp, and I guess this is sort of the first project of 2023 that we're really starting. The others, we're sort of finishing off. What we've got here is, I guess you can see it's a Datsun Z, mostly, I guess, the Nissan Fairladies overseas mostly. Obviously the Datsun thing was the export thing for Nissan. This is a Datsun 260Z 2+2. So we've got a rear row of seats, which folds down so you can't even see that there anyway, but you still have that 4-seat option. This is basically a rolling shell. We've got interior in it. We are going to do an engine conversion, which I'll probably show you in the next episode. But at the moment, we're looking through it just to see what we have here and, see what we need to order for the project. The engine conversion that we do have for it did come out of one of these. Apparently was running and was driven in the other car. But that car has been converted back to full original. It was actually a 260 two-seater, which, they're worth exponentially more than these are, in original condition. So we have the engine and gearbox out of that, wiring, all sorts of stuff out of that. But yeah, like I say, we'll get into that in the next episode. This episode, we're just going to have a look around it. We might just assess a few things, have a look underneath, what we've got in the engine bay, some of the parts that we do have. I don't even think we have all the parts here at the moment. So we've got to get some of that. You can see that straight off the bat, she's not a perfect shell. She's got some little bubbles under the paint here and there from moisture over the years. Looks like maybe a little bit of hail damage. But the goal for this car is running, driving, probably club rego, I would say. And just use the car first. Then after that, we can get someone to assess the body and, maybe might do a body restoration. I'm not sure. That'll be up to the owner. So let's get into the video and let's have a look through all the parts and everything for this 260Z. All right, you can see obviously here we've got a replacement bonnet. I do remember seeing the front lip of this bonnet, of the old bonnet, was basically completely gone, to be honest. Replacement bumper bar. The front here, believe that's fiberglass replacement. Whether we try and find a good steel one or not, I'm not sure how hard they are to find. Got original set of wheels on the car, which these days these things are hard to find, like original style wheels or period style wheels. But if we just go over the body, you can see it does have some issues going on with the paint. Over the roof here, you might be able to see them. You can see it's got a few little dents and stuff. And obviously we've got some dents in the rear quarter. The original steel rear bumper with the overriders. A couple of rust spots around the tailgate, around the bottom corners. It's nothing difficult to fix. And most of the paint, like I was saying, has just a lot like those moisture sweat bubbles underneath it. And we come back up here to the front guard, and you can see some little dents and stuff in there as well. So we can see it looks like it was last registered in Queensland in 2005. So she's been a while since she's been off. See, dash has got some cracks in it, but we do have a solution for that. Into the engine bay. Now, they're a big old long engine bay, these things. And you can see we've got no radiator, no engine, no gearbox. Apparently it's very rare to see these with a complete battery tray. They're usually rusted out. But you can see around down there's some paint condition issues and stuff like that. So like I was saying, really, we're not getting into a body restoration or anything on this. It is to get it mechanically running properly, and we might fix some of the things on the interior and that, and just get it driving. So this car used to be obviously the 2.6 litre Datsun L Series 6-cylinder. It was an automatic car. I will fill you in that we are going to convert it to manual. It had factory air conditioning. You can see it all running there, what's left of it. Now, the owner is an air conditioning kind of specialist, so I'm sure he will be looking at some sort of air conditioning system. There'd be no reason to actually try and convert this car back to full everything original, just because we don't have everything original to start with. So this is where we're at with the engine bay and everything. So kind of like a blank canvas. All right, so as you can see, there are some parts in the back here that we'll just sort of pull out and go through. I think we've got some of the manual conversion stuff. There are a couple of the original parts, but we probably won't be using them as far as I'm aware. Some of them just won't work. We've got some like console. We've got, oh, that's pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. We've got like the ducktail JDM style spoiler for the back of it. They always look pretty cool on this model. Over here, you can see we've already pulled it out the back of the car. We've got what is a near perfect dash for it. Very complete with all the gauges, or even down to what looks like quite a good wiring harness in that dash, like not old and crispy or anything like that. So I don't know where this dash came from, but it's going to be a bit of a godsend trying to put the fix up the interior. Okay, so it looks like we've got a whole heap of bushes. We'll have to see if they actually are the correct ones for the car. You can see with the interior sort of cleaned out, that not too bad. The padding in the seats has gone a bit. Obviously needs a good solid clean here and there. You can see that cracked dash. The actual instruments themselves look quite reasonable. And you can see we've got some parts where things have been pulled apart, the automatic shifter, that kind of thing. There's some the heating system parts there, console parts down the back. Now here we've got apparently a manual pedal box for one. I assume that it will fit. So we've got some sort of grill for the car there. Got the center console out of the car. Now that was automatic. I don't know if it's if it works with manual, just with a different cover in the slot there. But yeah, we've got the center console there. Obviously, because we've got a fuel tank on the ground, it must be out. And you can see we've got another master booster. There's the old air cleaner housing, box of bits and pieces, another box of bits and pieces here. So look, a lot of those bits and pieces we may not end up using, but I generally don't like to throw away any parts for a project until that project's done. Even if that part is broken, it's happened to me before. You think you can buy a new one, and all of a sudden you can't buy a new one, and you've thrown away the one that could have been repaired. So I really like to keep everything until the project's done. Just noticed in the back here we've got the diff, so I'm assuming that there's no diff in the car. Tail shaft, the original radiator, that looks like the condenser out of the car. So looks like this diff is got 3.5 ratio written on the top. So I'm assuming that's what the ratio for the car is. Whether there's any options for that, I don't know. But yeah, so looks like when we jack this car up, we'll be finding quite a bit to do underneath the car as well. Okay, well, you can see we've got the wheels off now to start having a look underneath at our suspension and brakes that's on the car. The front, we can see we've got pretty much all standard equipment. The standard twin piston caliper. The struts look like they're having a bad time there. We've got some missing bushes up the back here. Just, you know, just some tired suspension and brakes, really. They've been sitting around for a while. So now what we'll do, we'll have a look at the back. Now the back is where we've got some stuff going on. Now, as you can see, the car used to be equipped with drum brakes, and there's not a whole lot of those drum brakes left. We've got, you know, another set of tired struts. You can see in the back the diff center is pulled out. But yeah, both sides on the back, we've got the wheel flange or hub, whatever you want to call it. It's got the mating piece on the other side. Body-wise, like, I mean, look, you can see it's pretty solid. So we'll dive under the car and we'll have a look under the car. So first thing is first, the fuel tank is out of it. I think I already showed that to you guys, was inside the car. You can see not a lot of rust going on in the rear quarters at all. You can see there they did run a factory electric fuel pump in these. And we come across to where the diff would normally be. We do know it is missing some parts. This car will be on the hoist at some stage, so we might run through that a bit more once we see that. But yeah, you can see it's got the lower A arm with the strut design. There is some parts missing to support the diff, etc. And we are missing both drive shafts. Like I was saying before, we will give a better look underneath this car. But for now, we just have the car on the stands. Later on, we will probably have it on a hoist of some sort. You can see got a little bit of like dent damage. But as a whole, the body is in reasonable condition. So if we dive underneath, you can see more of that missing suspension bushes at the front here. You can see we're lacking a little paint along this whole area at the front here. That's got a lot to do with probably some leaking braking system over time. You can see sort of a little bit of corrosion on there at the bottom of the master cylinder. Work our way around, cross member, and yeah, like the brakes on the other side pretty much the same, just tired, and we'll need a minimum a once over. Okay guys, that's a quick look at our Datsun 260Z project. Now this is a new build for 2023. We're hoping it's going to go fairly straightforward, but as you all know, is there such thing as a straightforward build? Many people will debate that. I can let you know it will be a little bit track inspired, this build. We want it to be reliable. We want it to handle. We want it to stop. And, you know, you just want to be able to take it out on one of those back roads, nice windy back road, and just enjoy it. It will be street registered still, and no roll cages, none of that kind of thing to risk any problems with street legality. But yeah, definitely handling and braking wise, we'll definitely be doing some upgrades there. So if you're new to the channel, give us a like, give us a subscribe, look us up on Facebook. If you've been with us from the start, thanks for all the support. We're hoping this year to bring you some more events, more projects, finish some projects, bring some new projects, really just try and up the content a bit and, make this a better year for you guys and for us. So this is our Datsun 260 project. Subscribe to the channel and I'll catch you up next time on Next Gen Revamp.